Well, hello, my cancers. What is going on? Listen, I want to thank you guys. You guys blew my video, my last month's video, out of the water with the views and the comments and the likes. So thank you so very much. And for that, I want to show you something a little special. So our tarot card reading will be the four that I usually do. You'll see them up on the side. And then I'm going to add some extra cards. So, welcome everyone. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Cindy. I am the modern day spiritual advisor. I use multiple modalities, including astrology, tarot, mediumship, all kinds of stuff to help you on your path. So, my gorgeous ones, thank you again for being so loving and showing me so much love and watching these videos and really responding and letting me know about what's going on with you guys. I love to read all the stuff. A lot of times I don't get to answer back, but I do heart it so that you know that I've read it. We have a lot, and I know I say this a lot, that we have a lot going on in each month, but we really have like big changes. These are the big outer planets. Those are the movement that can move generations, that can move societies, that can move things. So we've got a lot of this going on. And listen, as above, so below. So even on a micro level, on the macro level, it's happening, and on the micro level, it's happening. So what's going on sort of out in the public and out in society, it could be going on in your own personal way as well. And that's kind of what I want to connect with. So these videos can be really, really long. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to shorten it up and just do the highlights, give you a little bit of information, but I'm going to have them for download on my website, because I know some of you like to watch the longer videos where it gets very detailed, but others of you just want to know just the heart of the situation, right? And so to be able to do that for both, I'm going to have it for download on my website. I'll also probably do a bigger spread on there as well. And I think it's probably going to be like $2.99 for the download. So just watch out for that. I'll have that in the next couple of days. So my cancers, let's talk about you. Enough about all this stuff. Before that, so we'll have those download. Be sure to go look on my website at yourindigopath2.com. I'll have everything that I talk about. I'll either have as a link in the description box down below, or on the side of the video at the end. We have our apparel that just came out, the I love you apparel, and the zodiac signs. This has been in the making for about 2 years now. We've had some people order, so we're gonna I want to see people wearing that. I'm so excited. Mine's coming in as well. I'm gonna have downloads for meditation and chakra clearing. And also, I don't want to say it's law of attraction, because law of attraction is only one piece of it. I'm going to say manifestation downloads. So downloads to help with hypnosis and guided meditations, and some teachings about manifestations itself, okay? And how it really works, or how it can work. Because there's not just one way it can work. There's many ways that it can work. Like a Capricorn will manifest or go about the manifestation in a very different way than a Cancer will. And a Cancer will go about it in a very different way than an Aqua will. And so the great thing about me being that Gemini side is that I see kind of all sides. So I can help you with all of that. So you can go to my website to look at all of that. Those are coming in this next week or so. And I've got the Uranus videos coming. So Uranus is one of the big planets that's moving into the next sign, which means there's like big changes in society. You already see the changes with Jupiter going into Scorpio into society, and how things are unraveling. And then Capricorn, with Saturn going into Capricorn, the restructuring. Well, now that Uranus is moving into the different side, we're going into stability, security, the things that we worked really hard for in Aries. So I am going to have videos about how that's going to affect each sign, and what's going to be happening in the next coming years, and what you'll be working through, and how you'll be feeling, and the things that will be happening for you. That, again, will be on my website. So now that I got all that to the side, I'm so sorry. Let's talk about you, Cancer. So we're in the shadow of Mars. Okay, and so pay attention to what's going on, like right now till the end of June. Yeah, so pay attention right now what's going on till the end of June, and that's what you're going to, because at the end of June it goes retrograde. And when it goes retrograde, we're going to be reorganizing, editing, amending, completing some things. And so whatever's going on with Mars happening right now, with it being in shadow, is what's going to be really focused on coming at the end of June. Okay. So, for this month, we have the new moon in Taurus. We have the full moon in Saggy. Yay! This new moon in Taurus is going to be great because those completions, those things that you've worked for, those things in new moons come through. And so, Taurus likes physical, tactile. Taurus likes to feel the stuff, not just to feel it emotionally. They want to feel it physically. So those things could be coming about for you in this new moon. Then we have the full moon in Saggy. So in Sagittarius. So the full moon is about endings and letting go and understanding, with Sagittarius being that sort of guru, understanding, making the unknown known. There could be some real revelations, real resolutions with this going on. Okay, so that's going to be coming up. We have Uranus entering Taurus. So Uranus is going to enter Taurus till 2026. So we'll be working on this for about 8 years. It's going to retrograde November 26 till March 26 of 2019. So November 26 of 2018 until March 26 of 2019, it'll go back into Aries. You see how right here, sorry, I'm using two cursors. So you see how right here, Uranus on this day is still in Aries. So we're still starting, we're still changing, we're still doing, things are still happening. When it goes into Taurus, because it's at the 29th degree, you guys know how I feel about these degrees. Anything between 23, 24 degree up to 30 degrees when you see the physical manifestations, things coming through. So these things should be coming about, changes should be happening. And I'll explain about Uranus in that video on my website, because again, this can get too long. But when it goes into Taurus, which it will in mid-May, that's what we'll be sort of changing into and moving into. Okay, so let's talk about what's going to be going on for you guys. So if you look at Uranus of what I've just been speaking about, this is you, Cancer, right here. So you have 12, 11, 10. So this is in your 10th house of careers, of life purpose, of reputation, of stature, all of that. It's going to be, you've been working on these beginnings, you've been working on these things, you've been working on these changes, and things have been coming about, and then they didn't come about, and then they did come about, and then you got further along, and then some of it wasn't coming through, and maybe some of you had surprises and it came through, because that's Uranus. It likes to shock and awe. But when it moves into Taurus, that's going to go into your 11th house of gains. The 11th house supports this 10th house. Okay, so these things that you've worked on for these last 7, 8 years can become physical in this 11th house of gains. Okay, so that's going to be happening for you. Again, I'll have it more in detail on that other video. So April 13th, not April. Sorry, May. I forget which month we're in. Okay, so May 13th, let's look at that. So May 13th, again, I don't want to make this video too long. So May 13th, we have Mercury entering Taurus. So Mercury is going to enter Taurus. Mercury is processing. Mercury is processing, communication, media, writing, inspiration of stuff. So Mercury, when it enters Taurus, that's going to enter your 11th house of gains, and then it's going to come close to the sun, which means there's going to be some enlightenment, some clarity, some things going on for you, right? And so this 11th house of gains, again, I see in this next, I would say until June. Yeah, I would say until June, Cancer, you're going to have things coming through for you. The things that you worked on. You had to have worked on this for it to come through, okay? This is the things that you've worked on from your 10th house. The things that you were scared, that you saw, that you were dreaming about in your 5th house, that you created, that you said you could do, and then you worked on it, and it came up here, and then it didn't come through, or it started slowly coming through, or maybe you let it down, you let it go for a little bit because you have to think about it and reorganize it, and all of that. I see that you get these things coming through in the next till like mid-June. And I'm not saying you won't get anything after that. I'm just saying that's when you go back into retrograde where it reorganizes stuff, right? But things are going to come through for you, and I feel like positions, more money, more reputation, more stature, bigger, right? So congratulations, Mercury. When it enters, congratulations, Cancer. Mercury, when Mercury enters Taurus, it's about the physical. Remember, Taurus wants physical. Taurus wants tactile. Taurus wants sensual. It wants to feel it, like physically feel it. Okay, so that's going to be going on the 13th. Then let's look at the 15th. Sorry, I'm having to go back and forth through this, through the screens. So on the 15th, I'm not going to go over the aspects because, again, that's going to be in that other video. So I'm just bringing you the highlights. So on the 15th, we have Mercury conjunct Uranus, okay? So you see Mercury is conjunct Uranus. That means they're having a conversation. That means they're having a nice conversation. That means they're working together to get to your path, to get going, right? To get you what you want. That's what they're doing. So when they conjunct, when Mercury conjuncts from your 10th and 11th house, right? We're talking about those things coming through. Uranus likes to shock and awe. Uranus wants to change so that he can liberate you, so that you can be liberated, right? And so sometimes that's a shocking change in what you guys feel like it's a bad way, but it turns out to be the best thing ever, or it changes you, or it shocks you in such a great way that you're like, wow, I didn't even know I was going to get that, or I didn't even know it was going to work out that way, but that was even better than I dreamed of, right? So that's what's going on. So Mercury, this communicator, this processor, he's processing the stuff on your path from your 10th and 11th house of gains. Processing, talking to Uranus, helping him see how we're going to work together, how we're going to bring these dreams to come true. Have you been putting the energy into it so that we can expel the energy and bring it to you physically into Taurus? Because remember, when they're in Taurus's house, they have to behave by Taurus's rules. And Taurus is like, I want it in the physical. I want to see it. I want to see my hard work. I want to feel stable. I want to feel secure. That's what I want. And so in this house, that's what you'll be gaining. It's gains. It's a house of gains. So you guys could be having something come through on the 15th. And then on the 15th also, we have the new moon. See, I tell you, this new moon with Taurus. So you got not just this going on that day, but you got the new moon in Taurus. That's physical. That's enlightenment. That's clarity on some things. That's bringing things to the physical. And you feel this energy for about 2 weeks. Okay? So something very important could be happening here in this house for you guys, for Cancer, on the 15th. So not just that, but we have 2 grand trines this month. And the first grand trine is an earth grand trine. An earth grand trine means gifts and blessings coming on your path. You didn't have to work for it. You didn't even know it was coming. You didn't even understand that it was possible, some of you, right? So you have this Earth grand trine. So that's Mars, Pluto, and the new moon, all in Earth signs, all wanting physical, all wanting these things, all wanting to see it, feel it, touch it, be around it, have it in your world. That is this grand trine. So you guys could be getting these big gifts, these things that are on your path that were supposed to be on your path. So it's like blessings, guided divine blessings from the universe. The things that you said that you wanted before you even came here, the things that you wanted to experience in the physical, this is what's going to be going on in this grand trine for you. That is so awesome, Cancer. I don't even know what to say about that. Like, that is awesome in itself. Okay, so then on the 19th, I know I'm going really fast, but I don't want this video to be too long. Again, that's why I'm doing the extended one on my website. So on the 19th, you have your second grand trine. The second grand trine is a water grand trine, right? Again, gifts, blessings, divine guidance of stuff coming through, right? Because it's a water sign, or it's a water grand trine, this has to do with your emotional well-being, your emotions about things that you're wanting to experience. Those gifts coming through about that, okay? And so the grand trine has to do with Venus entering Cancer on that day. So Venus is going to enter Cancer. You guys know what Venus is. Venus is love, luck, and money. So you got that entering your sign, Cancer, your sign. So just like Gemini is having it now, Venus is going to enter your sign, and you're going to be beautiful, and you're the one that can't go wrong, and you're the one that has blessings all over the place, and everybody loves you, and you can make more money, and love comes through, and luck comes through, and more money comes through. Like, that's what's going to be happening for you, Cancer. Like, you have a great month. Okay, so that'll be happening on the 19th. So congratulations. So on the 25th, I'm sorry, on the 20th. Oh, and let me tell you about the Grand Trine. It's a Venus in Cancer, it's Jupiter in Scorpio, and it's Neptune in Pisces. So with those three working together, they're bringing you gifts of some sort that's on your path. I can't wait. I'm excited to hear what's going to be going on. Okay, so on the 20th, the sun enters Gemini. Yay! That's going to be my birthday. May is my birthday month. You know, as Gemini, don't like to do just one day. We like to do the whole month. And so my birthday is May 31st. Even if it's at the end of the month, it's still the whole month. And trust me, that's down from it used to be 6 months. It used to be for 6 months when I was younger. Okay, so the sun enters Gemini. So for you, this is this 12th house. So there could be some clarity coming through. Maybe somebody comes in. Maybe somebody from a past life comes in. Maybe something gets completed that was on your path from your past life and you were supposed to complete it in this life. Whatever this is, you're going to, and this has to do with your dreaming, they just said. So this dreaming that you've been doing to get some clarity going on, when the sun hits this house, there's going to be something coming through, some clarifying, some completion, some endings of things, okay? And it's just as Venus enters your house. So congratulations. Now, on the 25th, Jupiter trines Neptune. So we have Jupiter here in retrograde. And retrogrades are about, remember, organizing, amending, redoing, completing, destiny, fated. So we've got Jupiter trining Neptune right here. So trines are gifts. Trines are blessings. But this, you have to put energy into it to achieve it, to receive it. Sorry, not to achieve it, to receive it. Okay, so that means if you get opportunity, because trines to me are opportunities. If you get opportunity, you have to say yes or no, put some energy in it, take an action. You actually have to take an action to be able to receive this blessing or this gift. Okay, so on the 20th, you have Jupiter trining Neptune, and that's going to be in your first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Your fifth house, let's count this again. Here's you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your fifth house. And then Neptune is in your 10th house. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sorry, in your 9th house of belief systems. So your 5th house of love, creativity, love affairs, something that you've been creating. But I think because this thing has been so lit up for you, this 10th and 11th house, this has to do with your work, or this has to do with the relationship. This has to do with something that you've been re-examining. When this comes through, you have to make a choice. You have to do something. You have to take an action. And then you have a gift coming. Okay? So that's going to be happening for you on the 25th. On the 29th, we have that full moon in Sag. And I apologize. We have 3 Grand Trines. I just realized that. I was saying 2, but we have 3. We have the Fire Grand Trine on the 29th. I wrote it down, but I forgot. Okay, so we have the Fire Grand Trine. So you got an Earth Grand Trine, you got the Water Grand Trine, and you've got the the Fire Grand Trine. So that Fire Grand Trine is going to be the full moon in Saggy. So let's look on the 29th. Sorry, let me check over here on the 29th. So Sagittarius. You got that full moon in Sagittarius. Full moons are about releasing, letting go, completing, and looking to the future. But you've got some completions coming up here. You have this Grand Trine with Mercury entering Gemini. I'm sorry. The Grand Trine was at Chiron and Aries. See, here's Chiron, and I'm going to do videos about that. So Chiron and Aries, the full moon in Sag, and the North Node in Leo. See this North Node in Leo? This is a Fire Grand Trine. So you have something that's very passionate, that's on your path, that you're to do or to experience or to have, that's going to be coming through. Some kind of guided, divinely guided something that's coming through. Some sort of blessing, something that's on your path that's going to be coming through. So like I said before, when I say there's a lot of big things happening for you, there's a lot of big things happening. We've got 3 Grand Trines. So also on the 29th, Mercury enters Gemini. Mercury loves Gemini. That's its ruler. They love each other. They talk to each other. They work well with each other. So Mercury and Gemini, right? So when Mercury enters Gemini, it's highlighted. It does better. It brings the things that you didn't understand before. It brings all this clarity. It brings all this communication. It brings all this processing, right? And so that will be happening. But it could have to do with this grand trine where you get something and then you realize something. So maybe someone comes to you, maybe you get that position, maybe you get that raise, maybe you get that lottery ticket, I don't know. Something comes to you that you're very passionate about that's on your path, and then you have understanding with this processing of the sun and Mercury in Gemini, but Mercury entering Gemini at that time. So, again, that's all I'm going to go over with these with this video. If you want to go into exactly what the houses are that are going to be activated for you in the month of May and a lot more detail about what's going on, then go to that video that I've discussed. I'll have that up in a couple of days. So next is our tarot, and I want to thank you again so very much for watching these videos, for really blowing it out of the water. Like, you came out one of the last signs, and you doubled, tripled, and even quadrupled some of the other signs in the viewings and the comments. So thank you so much. All right, so I'm going to pick up my mics and move over towards the camera. And move over towards the tarot. And let me see if I can set this up where I can talk to you guys. Okay. So let's talk about this 4-card spread. This is the one that I've had for you. This is your present position in the month of May. This is your challenge. This is your faded stuff, and this is your outcome. Okay, and I'm going to be drawing cards on top of that. I'm only doing this for this sign because they were the ones that were most viewed. Okay, so you start off with this. I'll put it right here. Can you see it better? No, can't see it better. Can you see that better? Okay, sorry. All right, I'm just putting it closer so I can see it. All right, so you have the Strength card. This is you. You have really, I'm seeing tame the beast, but I'm talking about taming the beast inside you, that emotional, sort of really focused emotionally, not letting things overwhelm you, being in a good place. Maybe you're not in the place that you want to be, but I see that you're in the place that's okay for you. That's like, okay, now I can breathe, and now I can focus, and now I can continue to do, right? If this is about, this is about you and like your life. I'm seeing you stand here in your life and say, all right, I can see a little bit clearer about where I want to go, and I can see a little bit clearer about how I want to do this, and I can feel it. Yeah, that's what the Strength card's about you standing in May and saying, this is where I'm heading. This is clearly what I want to do. This is what I'm feeling I should do. This is what I'm feeling I should do. And I've gotten over my fears, and I've gotten over the neglect that people give me, and I've gotten over all the, I'm getting over and through the boundaries, putting those things in place, and really, really taking responsibility for me and what I'm doing next. So, congratulations. So that's your position. Let me ask for the advice. So the advice, look at you. God, Cancer, I am so proud of you. So you have the 6 of Wands. So the 6 of Wands is all about, that's your advice. People are going to be looking at you. People are noticing you. People are wanting to be around you. That's the 6 of Wands. They're saying when you're true to yourself and you're standing in your alignment, your advice is to continue to do that, because as you do that, I know that normally you just want to help people, or you just want to do for people, or you just want to be that. But as you've learned that you're just as important as everybody else, when you're doing that, you're brighter, your light is shining, and people want to be around you, and they want to do the right thing, and they want to not take advantage of you, right? So that's what I'm saying. That's what your advice is. Your advice is to stand proud and stand in your convictions. Stand in those convictions. That's what I'm hearing. Okay? So congratulations. So next is your challenge. So your challenge is the Judgment. And the Judgment is all about making the choice. Yeah, I'm seeing where you make the choice in your head, but you don't make the choice in your heart, and then therefore you don't do anything, right? And so Cancer, you can get that way. What I'm seeing is if you make your choice in your head and make your choice in your heart together, and then stand in your conviction. For some reason, they keep saying stand in your conviction. When you stand in your conviction, that's their advice. That's your challenge. Your challenge is to bring the heart and the mind together with your soul. Okay? Because a lot of you can do it in the mind, but then you won't stick to it because you didn't really feel it in your heart. And then a lot of you can do it in your heart, but you won't stick to it because it doesn't seem logically right, or what am I missing from your mind, right? And so what they're saying is to connect all three of those together and move forward in your conviction. That's your advice. I won't pull another card for this, but that's the advice. Um, so this is your faded stuff. So for some of you, I see this two ways. This is some of you standing in who you really are. Like finally taking claim of who you are. Not being ashamed, not being overridden, not being neglected, not feeling like the world is against you or somebody is against you or somebody's pulling something from you, but really, really being clear about how you feel about you and what you want to do next. And I think that's a beautiful thing. This queen is very intuitive, very psychic. This queen loves to help. But what happens with this queen is that she forgets herself as the value as well, right? So she gets to the space where she's so used to doing for others because she has this intuitiveness and this empathy for people, and she knows what people want, but then she forgets that, well, she needs too, and she wants too. And so there's sometimes where she needs to do for herself and want for herself. And so I'm seeing that is clearing for you guys. I'm seeing where you're standing as the true queen. As, and now again, this isn't gender specific for me. This is about the character. How you're seeing yourself worthy. That's what I'm getting, that you're worthy. Okay, and so what's your advice in this position? The advice is the Ten of Swords, which means don't get overwhelmed by the other people. Don't get overwhelmed by wanting to help so much that you forget about you. Don't get overwhelmed by having all these ideas and then not doing any of them because you don't know which one to do first. I feel you very focused. I feel that what you're trying to do is you're getting to a space where you're going to be, it's going to be a habit for you to be able to, when somebody comes to you, you're going to say yes, no. Somebody else comes to you, you say yes, no. Somebody else comes to you, you say, nope, can't do that, or yes, I can do that, or no, I would love to do that, but I can't because I don't have time, or yes, I would love to do that, but guess what? I got to do this because I'm honoring me. That's where you're getting to. So their advice is don't get stuck in this by being overwhelmed by other people's issues and feelings. You're just as important. And so to get to this true queen, don't stop yourself by not making the decisions, by not standing in your conviction. Now, where you're getting to is the 10 or the 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands is about taking a break. The 9 of Wands is about having these experiences behind you and sort of resting and enjoying. See how he's resting? He's still got this wand. There's still some issue, but he knows I need to rest, I need to take care of myself, and I need to gather some strength and some clarity before I move to the next phase. And that's where you're heading. This seems overwhelming. This seems overwhelming because you haven't made the decision. But once you make the decision, and I'm not saying you haven't made any decisions, you've made decisions. But there are these decisions that should be made that is going to relieve you so that you can get to this space. So let's ask for the advice. Ace of Swords. That's new beginnings. See that wise bird. I can't remember the name of the bird. Sorry. See that wise eagle. Sorry. So that wise eagle knows where he wants to go. He sees everything. He's got a lot of vision. He's got a lot of clarity. And so this beginning, the advice is to be excited and to be clear about your new beginnings, to be excited about where you want to go next, and to be clear in your heart and in your mind, together with your soul, because those new beginnings, they grow into something really big. They come from nowhere. Opportunity comes from nowhere when you make the decisions to do what you need to do. All right, my beautiful Cancers. Again, thank you so much. I tried to keep this to a minimum. Again, there'll be the extended version on my website. I love you, love you, love you. Bye.